I still remember the way you smiled under the streetlight. Rain had just stopped. You held an umbrella over my head, and that's when my heartbeat became so loud. Every little thing you do makes me feel like I'm brand new. I didn't know what love could be until you walked into my story. I'm falling like the first time, every single morning with you. Your hand in mine just feels so right, like the sky found its missing blue. And I don't need a reason to love you more than yesterday. You're the quiet in my chaos, the answer I never tried to say. We built a world from tiny moments, late night talks and morning coffee. You know my scars, you know my flaws, and still you say you'll never leave me. I used to run from anything real, but you taught my heart to feel. Every promise, every kiss, I never knew a love like this. I'm falling like the first time, every single morning with you. Your hand in mine just feels so right, like the sky found its missing blue. And I don't need a reason to love you more than yesterday. You're the quiet in my chaos, the answer I never tried to say. If forever has an ending, I'd still choose to start again. 1,000 times, a million lives, I'd find you right there in the end. So let the seasons change, let the years go rolling by. I'll keep falling like the first time, every day, you and I. I woke up with tears on my face, but I don't remember the dream. There's a name I've never heard that my heart keeps trying to scream. The sky tonight is painted strange, like a comet splitting time. And somewhere in another town, a voice is reaching for this heart of mine. I don't know your face, but I know your trace, like a melody I heard before I learned to speak a single word. Are you somewhere in your timeline, looking up at the same twilight? We're two strangers chasing shadows, but the red string pulls us through the night. Even if the stars forget, even if the world rewinds, I'll find you somewhere in your timeline. I drew your face on my school desk, but it faded in the rain. I climbed the mountain just to call a name that echoes in my brain. The teachers say it's just a phase, but how can missing you be fake? My other hand is reaching out for a hand that time didn't take. I don't know your name, but I know your pain. twilight hour. For one brief second I felt your power, and then you slipped between the years. But I won't let go of your tears. Yes, I'm standing in my timeline, and I know you're somewhere there. Even if the world forgets me, I'll leave your name written in the air. So let the timeline twist and break, let the universe rewind. I'll find you, I swear I'll find you. You're the dream I'll never leave behind. I woke up with tears on my face, but now I finally understand. The tears were not because I lost you, but because we will meet again. The rain begins at exactly 7:15, the same time you walk into the garden. You sit beneath the green canopy, and the world outside starts to pardon all the things I cannot say out loud. I bring my sketchbook and my stolen dreams. You bring your chocolate and your silent screams. We never ask each other's names, but the rain knows all our hidden shames. You said maybe we were born to feel the rain, and I said maybe we were born to feel the pain of loving someone you can never hold, of becoming warm when the world is cold. In the garden of words we never spoke, under the shelter where the rainy season broke, I drew your feet so I could remember every step you took from September to December. But the sun always comes at the end of the rain, and the garden becomes a place of pain, because I can't follow you outside to the real world where we have to hide. So I'll stay here in the garden of words, where the rain still hurts, but it's the only place I'm not afraid of you. You told me you were lost and couldn't find your way. You told me you forgot how to walk, and I said I'll make you shoes that fit one day, so you can leave your own footsteps in the chalk. But the shoes I made were never strong enough for the weight of a woman who had suffered enough. You were 27, I was just 15, and the rain couldn't wash away what we couldn't mean. I learned your name from your student ID, and my heart collapsed from the gravity of knowing that the law would call this wrong. But the rain just kept singing its lonely song. In the garden of words we never spoke, under the shelter where the rainy season broke, I drew your feet so I could remember every step you took from September to December. But the sun always comes at the end of the rain, and the garden becomes a place of pain, because I can't follow you outside to the real world where we have to hide. So I'll stay here in the garden of words, where the rain still hurts, but it's the only place I'm not afraid of you. And then you screamed at me on the stairs You don't know anything about my despair. And I scream back, then tell me everything. Don't just sit in the garden and wait for spring. You fell into my arms like the final rain, and for one moment there was no shame, no age, no rules, no world outside, just two lonely souls who finally cried. But the rain stopped and the sun burned through, and I knew I had to let go of you. In the garden of words we finally spoke. The rainy season ended and our hearts both broke. I finished your shoes, but you walked away to a life where a boy like me can't stay. The sun came out, the garden grew old, and the shelter couldn't protect us from the cold of a love that was real but couldn't be true. So I gave the garden back to you. I'll stay here in the garden of memories, where the rain still falls, but you're not there at all. I made you shoes for the real world, but you never wore them. You just smiled and said, "It was the most beautiful thing anyone ever gave me." And then you walked into the sunlight, and I stayed in the rain. I still go to the garden when it rains, just in case you come back again.
The cherry blossoms fall at 5 centimeters per second. How long until they touch the ground? I watched you wave goodbye from the station platform, and your voice was the last familiar sound. We promised we would write 1,000 letters, but the mailbox stayed empty for months. The train got stuck in the snow that winter, and I showed up late more than once. Do you remember the hill we climbed that day? The satellite crossing the Milky Way. You said it looked like a shooting star, but neither of us knew how far we already were. And now you're just a name in my phone I never call, a face that's getting blurry on the wall. I loved you with my whole heart, can't you see? But love at 5 centimeters per second takes too long to reach anything at all. The distance wasn't miles, it wasn't the sea, it was the silence growing slowly between you and me. We grew up, we moved on, we forgot how to bleed. And 5 centimeters per second was all we'd ever need to become strangers. I read your letter from that spring in Tokyo. You wrote about the rain and the crowded street. You said you met someone who made you laugh, and I could finally feel my own heartbeat stop. I wanted to write back, I'm happy for you, but my fingers froze above the keys. Because the truth is, I'm still on that train, still stuck in that blizzard, still begging the snow to freeze. Do you remember the kiss behind the trees? I gave you my scarf, you gave me your sneeze. We were so small, we were so young. We thought that love could outrun the sun, but now you're just a name in my wasn't miles, it wasn't the sea, it was the silence growing slowly between you and me. We grew up, we moved on, we forgot how to bleed. And 5 centimeters per second was all we'd ever need to become strangers. I passed you at the train crossing today. You had a ring on your left hand. Your hair was longer, your smile was softer. You looked right through me like I was just a stranger on the street, just the boy you used to meet. The train passed by between us, and when the gates went up, you were gone. I didn't turn around, I didn't make a sound, because the cherry blossoms keep falling at 5 centimeters per second. And so do we. So now you're just a memory I never call, a scar that doesn't hurt against the wall. I loved you with my whole heart, can't you see? But love at 5 centimeters per second was never meant to be. The distance wasn't you, and it wasn't me. It was the time we spent just waiting to be free. We grew up, we moved on, that's how it had to be. And 5 centimeters per second was the only speed of you leaving me. The cherry blossoms fall 5 centimeters per second. I wonder if you ever think of me at all. どの君助けて but no one answered. The train keeps moving, and so do I. So do I. The day we met, the rain just stopped. You smiled at me from the rooftop. You said the sky is crying too, but I saw sunlight meant for you. I didn't know that every time you prayed for sun, you lost a piece of your life. The world got bright, but you got cold, a story no one ever told. They say the weather's gone insane. They blame the girl who stopped the rain, but they don't see what I see now, a girl who's slowly fading out. So let the rain pour down forever, let Tokyo sink into the sea. I don't care about the weather if the price is losing you from me. I'll break the sky for you, I'll tear the clouds in two. The world can have its sunny days, but I choose you. I'll break the sky for you, even if they call me wrong. You gave me life when I had none. Now let me be where you belong. You held an umbrella over my heart when everyone else had torn me apart. You were my sunshine in the flood. How could I trade you for the world's good? The scientists don't understand that you're more precious than this land. Tokyo was never home, but you became my only home. They say the sky remembers you, every raindrop knows your name, but I remember what you gave, and I refuse to take the blame. So let the rain pour down forever, let Tokyo sink into the 'cause you're here. And the world was never the one I needed to save.
I saw a door standing in the rain where a field should be, not a building or a lane. The sky I'd never seen before was leaking through that broken door. I reached my hand, I felt the pull like something ancient, beautiful. A child's voice from far away said, close it tight, don't let it stay. But every lock needs a key, and every wound needs to bleed before it learns to heal. You have to remember what is real. I'm closing the door on yesterday, on the earthquake that took my home away, on the footsteps I was too small to say. Don't leave me alone in the cold, cold gray. I'm closing the door, but I'm not running, I'm not forgetting, I'm just becoming someone who can stand and face the broken sky without a trace. Goodbye, goodbye, I'm closing the door behind me now and stepping into the light somehow. I met a boy who was made of stone, a chair with 3 legs running alone. He said, I closed the door so you don't fall, but he couldn't close his own heart at all. We ran through tunnels, through towns asleep, across the fault lines, the scars so deep. Every door we shut, I heard it cry, like the earth was learning not to die. The past is a worm beneath the ground, it shakes and wakes without a sound. But you can't fight what you can't face, so I ran straight into that broken place. I'm closing the door on yesterday, on the wave that washed my words away, on the mother I couldn't ask to stay, because I was too young to know how to pray. I'm closing the door, but I'm not hiding, I'm not the girl who keeps on sliding into the cracks of what has been. I'm stepping out, I'm breathing in. Goodbye, goodbye, I'm closing the door behind me now and stepping into the light somehow. There's a place where the sky falls down, there's a sound like forgotten town. And I used to think that I was cursed, that every door I touched would burst. But now I know the truth is this, the doors are just the world's own kiss of pain that turns into a song. If you hold on, just hold on. I'm closing the door on yesterday, I'm not the girl who ran away, I'm the one who turns the key and says, this is where I'm meant to be. I'm closing the door, I'm finally home, not in a building, not in a zone, but in my heart that learned to fight and choose the morning after the night. Goodbye, goodbye, I'm closing the door behind me now and stepping into the light somehow. I left a key beneath the floor so someone else can close their door and start again, just like I did. The bravest thing a kid can do is grow up and say, I forgive you. Close the door, walk away, walk away, walk away. It's a brand new day. through the empty hallways where your laughter used to stay. Every whisper feels like yesterday, but you're already so far away. 니들과 시야돼. Hey, someone tell me, why does the rain keep falling here? Even the cherry blossoms cry when spring arrives without you near. Kimi no no shita kage, shadow you left behind, still dancing in my heart tonight. I reach my hand but touch the air. You faded like a distant light. Sayonara wa ienakute. I can't say goodbye. This love remains a silent scream. And in my dreams, you're still alive. But morning wakes me from the dream. The clock has stopped on our last day. Your seat is cold, your pen is gone. I write your name upon the glass and watch the raindrops wash it on. Moshimo moichido, if only once, I'd hold you close and never leave. But fate just laughed and closed the door and left me here to grieve. Kimi no no koshita kage, still dancing in my heart, still dancing in my heart tonight. I reach my hand but touch the air. You faded like a distant light. The sky is crying with me now. Thunder echoes what I feel inside. I scream your name into the wind, but even echoes learn to hide. Matane tuita kimiga, you who said see you later. Mata kono machi ni modoranai. Kimi no nokoshita kage ga, shadow you left behind. Kyou mo watashi wo tada samayowaseru. The hideout's empty now, the floor is cold. The trading cards are scattered, yellowed old. We made a promise underneath the tree, but you're the only one who still believes. I see you sitting on the usual step, a ghost that only I have never left. You laugh the same, you haven't changed at all, but I've been hiding every time you call. Because I remember that day, the words I was too scared to say. I ran away when you needed me most, and those letters no one else could read. You wanted everyone to finally be freed. You chased us through the summer, through the pain, just to hear us say your name again. Jinjin couldn't look you in the eye, and Aru still remembers every lie. Popo just kept traveling the world. Yukiatsu wore a mask that never unfurls. But you just smiled and said it's fine. You'll find me when the fireflies align. And then you asked for one last game to play, hide and seek with words we couldn't say. So we screamed at the sky that night. We found you, we see you, you were right. And for 1 second everyone believed that even broken hearts can be retrieved. And I found you in the hideout finally, the flower that we saw that day, you see. It finally bloomed because we let you in, and then we always loved you since. I'm sorry for the tears I never cried, for the years I wish that I had died. But you came back to tell me it's okay, so I'll let you go at the end of the day. Goodbye, goodbye, my friend. I'll see you when the circle has no end. You said I want to be born again, not to escape but to meet you then. I wanna laugh with everyone under the same and honest sun. And then you smiled, the brightest one, like fireworks fading with the sun. You said I'm tired but happy too, because I was never invisible to you. So I found you in the hideout finally, the flower that we saw that day, you see. It bloomed all over heaven's door, and then we couldn't ask for more. No more sorry for the tears we didn't cry. We'll take your love and we'll learn to fly. You came back to tell us it's okay, so I'll let you go at the end of the day. Goodbye, goodbye, best friend. We'll meet you when the circle has no end. The hideout's empty now, but so is my heart. No, wait, my heart is full, because you taught me how to start. Goodbye, Mama. We found